Let's do it again. I had the mic muted. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. God bless everybody that is watching. Thank you for joining in. These 2 months are going to be extremely critical. Why I say this? This happened in 2016 when Trump became president. And the problem it is not what the migrants are going to do, it's who incentivizes the migrants to disturb, who incentivizes the migrants to do protests, manifestations, to be radical, to go to vehicle port of entries in Mexico and to block the vehicle port of entries or to try to rush the border. This is something that happened new to, specifically I can say in Tijuana. In 2018, in Tijuana, they try to rush the border. Around 2,000 migrants, they were protesting and they try to rush it in the port of entry of San Isidro. That was a reality. The border patrol shot tear gas into the other side, try to detain him, try to sustain him. The port of entry of San Isidro has never been closed. The only time that it was closed, it was on 9/11. Millions of dollars were lost. And the thing was that all progressive liberal media was in this broadcast. All progressive liberal media. And this is the problem. The problem is now they're going to try to do it again. And we need to prevent. I intend to have a conversation with the mayor of Tijuana and also, try to sit down with other different type of politicians that they are in different local cities to give them a rundown and to prevent them of what is going to actually happen when mass deportations are going to happening. And also when the stay in Mexico policy, if it comes back, a stay in Mexico policy. What I'm saying is this: progressive mercenary activist liberals and NGOs are going to try to do this again. They're going to try to come and agitate. This happened in 2018. This was from the LA Times, I think so. Yes. It says San Isidro border crossing closed for hours. U.S. officials fired tear gas at migrants. Yes, they fired tear gas because they try to rush the border. That happened. So what am I saying is what is going to happen in the next incoming weeks, months. It is going to be extremely important because they're going to be, and I'm predicting this, massive protests inside of the United States of America. These progressive mercenary activist liberals and NGOs are going to use the migrants for their political gain and trash for their political agenda. Use the migrants to protest, make the Republicans look like they're racist, make the political party look like they're blocking and they're inhuman and they're against women and they're misogynist, they're xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pornophobic, fatphobic, white supremacist, racist, fascist, narcissist, and bigot. They're going to say all of these things. And the job of these NGOs and these progressive mercenary liberals is to do that in the United States. But ultimately, where they feel empowered, last time it was in Mexico, where they came over here under the narrative of, Donald Trump doesn't like Mexicans, doesn't like migrants, doesn't like Latinos. And they came over here and agitated several shelters. They even agitated into a point that they closed ports of entry and causing a lot of harm to the local citizens and also to U.S. citizens that they cross on a daily basis to the United States of America. These progressive mercenary activist liberals, we need to inform the authorities of what they're capable of. They're capable of constructing and making migrant camps. They made a migrant camp in a port of entry that is called El Chaparral over here in Tijuana. That migrant camp was controlled by these progressive mercenary activist liberals from the United States of America and NGOs that they're basically fishing and catching migrants that they want to do a case with a lawyer firm that is supposedly not just, they're just giving advice, but they have cases and they have a tax return of more than $5 million, these NGOs. And they're catching migrants and they're sending them to these lawyers. And it's like a business. And also it's a black market under these migrant camps. There was in Matamoros, there was another one in Piedras Negras. You have a lot of these migrant camps that there are undeniably a business. There's a black market inside of these migrant camps. The bad thing about it is that before nobody was prepared. Now everybody is prepared. Now everybody's aware of all of these progressive mercenary activist liberals from the United States of America that they come to Mexico and they use our cities in Mexico as their background and as their trash background. They use our cities to bring their political trash, and then they leave. They cause a lot of division, they cause a lot of hatred. They come and they radicalize the migrants. They come and incentivize division and cause violence, and also cost a lot of money for the entrepreneur, for the local businessman. They do this, all these migrant camps, causing a lot of problems for the locals. They control these migrant camps. There was a migrant camp right here in Tijuana that they put, I could not go to that migrant camp because they had me as a radical extremist. And journalists were being threatened. Journalists were being aggressively, pushed and hurt from Tijuana. And these were the actual NGOs and radical progressive liberals that they had this migrant camp under control. And the only network, the only tabloid news sources that it can go in is, it was like the Daily Beast, like the Democracy Now, like all these radical progressive tabloids. They can only go in there and investigate and then do their job. The other ones, no, they could not. They were aggressively push, hurt. Some of them, they already almost hurt them. It was really bad. Our mayor from Tijuana needs to know about this. He needs to be noticed about this. He needs to know that they need to investigate all of these NGOs and all of these progressive mercenary activist liberals, that a lot of them, they're in a watch list. A lot of them, they're in a watch list. And in a watch list from the United States of America. So what the hell are they doing over here? Incentivizing, radically being involved, and let's fight the fight. No, man. You're coming over here to make a profit, just to make news, just to get clicks and likes, just to make money out of your donations. And then you go to your United States of America, eat hamburgers and cheese, sit over there, sleep over there after you already caused a lot of harm. In 2019, I was right here in Tijuana, and somebody called me and said, Oscar, Rashida Tlaib is going to the Friendship Park. It is a park that is between the last part of the wall and the sea and the beach, and it's next to Playas de Tijuana. That is a neighborhood. It's called like that, Playas de Tijuana. And I said, what the hell? What is she doing over here? Rashida Tlaib over here. So I went over there. She never told no news network over here that she was coming. She did not communicate to nobody. And it was a little small meeting of all progressive liberals from the United States of America. All these international organizations or NGOs were they were binational. So they're like established in the United States and established in Mexico. And they're making profit out of both sides, right? So this political, figure came over here. She came over here. She started speaking all hatred language. F the wall. The wall is this. The wall is that. The wall is full of hate and division. And although, Joe Biden built the last part of the wall in this part under Gavin Newsom, also in this part of Playas, but she was spitting on the wall, and the Republicans are the most racist, and, this is this and this and that. Horrible. What are these people coming over here to Mexico? These progressive mercenary liberals. They're coming over here just to agitate, to use our cities as their back porch for their political trash, to bring their political trash and divide our cities, to cause a lot of harm to our cities and to our people, to our economy, and to basically, the most horrible thing is to use the migrants for their political gain and for their narrative and their agenda. They don't care about their human life. They only see their profit, and they only see their political agenda. These progressive liberals, I'm going to try to go to the morning conferences of the new mayor of Tijuana. And I am going to expose this topic. We work for 3 networks in the United States of America. I think that we have legitimacy to go over there and to also expose this, because we're not going to go through the same thing that we went back in 2016, and it's not going to happen. You guys are not going to come over here and make migrant camps, all these progressive mercenary activist liberals and all these NGOs make makeshift migrant camps, disrupt the peace, and then go and make a business out of it and make a profit out of it. There was in these migrant camp that it was in Chaparral, there was accusations of abuse, accusations of hostility, accusations of basically of harassment, accusations that they were coyotes and traffickers late at night coming and giving rounds to see who was going to basically provide information of how to cross illegally to the United States. There was a lot of things that were going on that they were really bad. This is actually a reality. We need to be aware of what is coming, to the cities of Mexico, because there's going to be a stay in Mexico policy. There's going to be a massive flow of people coming back. And now it's the inverse effect, right? Because before it was the massive arrival of migrants entering the United States of America. Now it's going to be the mass deportation of what is going to happen to the United States of America. Mass deportation. Like what the hell is going to happen? What is going to happen in Mexico? They're going to be, still deporting, and how they're going to handle this crisis. So there's going to be massive protests. I did a video yesterday about how tens of thousands there are already getting ready with the ends to ACLU, this radical progressive lawyer firm, that they're getting ready for protest in the United States, in Washington, 2 days before Donald Trump takes office. They're already, proclaiming and organizing thousands of people just going over there and protesting and trying to make a big deal out of this. And they're never going to stop. They already said that they're not going to stop, and they're not going to go away on these 4 years that he's going to be president. They're going to try to provoke. They're going to try to divide. They're going to try to cause harm. But the thing that I believe that is most important is that this problem is inside of the United States. It belongs to the United States. These NGOs, they're in the United States. So it's a problem of the United States. These progressive, mercenary, activist liberals, they are from the United States. It's a problem for the United States. But if these progressive liberals are coming to Mexico and using our country of Mexico and our borders to basically bring their political trash and division and hatred, well, there is a problem that is binational problem. And I think that these people need to be arrested, need to be detained, investigated, and all these NGOs that they are working for, they need to be audited immediately of what is their political purpose, or what is their purpose to be, advocating for basically, radical protest as to shutting down ports of entry like this that happened. It was all fabricated. This that happened in 2018. There was a lot of radical media. There was Hollywood media. All of it was just for a screen show. There were all in all the newspapers. Everything this was fabricated in 2018. Now, if we want to go right here, this was in 2018. Where is it? Where am I at? Right here. This was in 2018. Now, if we want to go to what has happened, and it has happened before. This is not, this is not just that it is as it is right now. It has happened before, like in El Paso, Texas, where they have tried to rush the border. This was under the Trump administration. This is why I'm saying this needs to be extremely to put attention to. Migrant gate rush in El Paso highlights friction between federal Texas border enforcement. This was on February 22nd. I think it was 2024. But look at this. Like it's an incredible disaster. And it's not the first time that they have done it. They have done it multiple times. And this is not the migrants themselves. I would like to say to you, this is not the migrants themselves. The migrants do not want to get into problems, do not want to get in trouble. The migrants do not want to get into problems. They do not want to get to rush the border. Their intention is not to cross consistently, rushing the border and make a disaster and cause harm. No, these progressive liberals that particularly they come and incentivize the migrants to do these radical things like this one. This one is actually going to happen. It says Illegal migrants rush to cross the border before Trump takes office and institutes crackdown. This is actually a thing that is happening right now. And it is actually a thing that I have been saying, and I have been talking about it. These last 2 months are going to be critical because you're going to see a lot of people, they're going to try to make a run for it. And it's already happening. As you see right now, people are trying to make a run for it. Why? Because they know that CBP1 app possibly is going to end. So you have all these progressive mercenary NGOs that they're going to try and try and try and try to basically push people through the gates. And they're going to try to push people to cross illegally or try to bring people. You remember that? I was there. Remember that day where Biden let me in? Biden let us in, white shirts that happened and it went, global news. All of them, they were wearing white shirts, right? And they had a t-shirt that said Biden let us in, right? Remember that? So we're talking about that, Biden let us in t-shirts, and it was all fabricated for just the media of the US. It was fabricated for the leftist media of the US to come over here, take a picture, and basically to put attention to the migrant camp that it was over here in Tijuana. This is why I was saying, the progressive liberals are the ones that they control this migrant camp. They come over here, they agitate, they bring their political trash, and they basically control all the migrant camps. It's a disaster, really. It's a complete disaster what they do. They use the migrants for their political gain. This is why these progressive liberals are coming to a foreign country to incentivize hate, to incentivize division, and to ultimately incentivize radical behavior. Why are they not being arrested? Why are they not being stopped? And they need to be arrested. So this is why I'm planning to go to the morning conferences of the mayor to bring this topic and also bring him evidence of which NGOs and which radical activists have already been established and been, signalized by the United States government to be on a watch list. You have to be kidding me. These people are on a watch list, and still you're allowing them in Tijuana to come and radically protest and radically manifest themselves and radically do this and radically do that. It's amazing how we're letting this happen in front of our eyes. So if we're going to let it's not going to happen again. We're not going to let that happen again. We're going to make our voices heard. And, and we're going to exercise our constitutional right that is over here, Article 6 of the Constitution, freedom of speech and freedom of communications and freedom of broadcasting and doing our news. And be aware that now, we have a platform for us to expose the reality of, these people trying to hurt journalists, that their main objective is like this progressive tabloid. They put out a hit piece on me on MSNBC, on Democracy Now!, these leftist tabloids, Daily Beast, saying that I was a CIA informant. Imagine that. This stupid, incompetent, woman, activist writer, she put out a hit piece saying that. Imagine me living over here in Tijuana. I had to hide for 3 months because they told me, you know what, if this goes in the wrong hands with the wrong people, Oscar, your life is in danger. So I suggest that you stay out of public places right now. And this was this was something that it was aggravating. These people wanted to get me killed. Basically, it was that they wanted to get me killed, and they're not going to go away. They're always going to try to do that. But this is their agenda. This is the way that they want to do things. They don't care. So we need also ultimately protection for the citizens of Tijuana. Of course, the citizens of Tijuana, they don't want these problems at the border. They don't want this radical behavior at, migrant camps, makeshift migrant camps. They don't want this because it's just a disaster. The citizens of the federal neighborhood, the federal city, the federal neighborhood, were completely, we're completely basically concerned about the enormous, infections that they were happening, the violence, the insecurity, all this disaster that it was happening. It's just bad. It's really bad. So let's just analyze what can actually happen. This was let me just put this on the This happened also in El Paso. And I will do a Q&A right now for people that are watching. This happened in El Paso. Let me just put this report so you can hear it.
Tensions at the southern border rising, with hundreds of migrants forcing their way through a wire barrier to flood the border gates, trampling over Texas National Guard troops as they rush to turn themselves in to Border Patrol agents for processing.
One thing that we need to make clear is that our job, the Border Patrol job, our mission is to safeguard our nation's borders.
Safeguarding the nation's borders as hundreds of migrants rush the southern wall seeking entry into the United States through the Border Safety Initiative marker, more commonly known as Gate 36.
This is not an international port of entry. This is not designated as a port of entry to make a legal claim for asylum.
A spokesman for the U.S. Border Patrol saying migrants are coming by the masses, risking their lives to seek asylum based off of misinformation.
They're just following instructions from social media, transnational criminal organizations that are giving them the false hope and the false information of a safe passage.
El Paso Mayor.
This is what I'm saying, and this is where I'm going. You just heard this man's statements. This is exactly what I'm saying. The migrants do not go into these places without somebody telling them where to go. Whether it is cartel, whether it is NGOs, or whether it is progressive mercenary activist liberals from the U.S. that they come to our country of Mexico and agitate. This is basically what they do. So the Mexican government needs to identify these people. And they need to investigate these people, what their intentions are, because their intentions are not to make peace or to provide. Their intentions is to cause harm, cause radical anarchy, close border gates, close pedestrian border of entries, close vehicle ports of entry, cause economical disaster to the locals, make migrant camps, makeshift migrant camps, make money. They're already planning this again. They're already planning this. And this is why I'm moving forward with this. I want to go to these morning conferences with the mayor of Tijuana. And also I want to move to the mayor of Juarez. I want to go and talk to all these mayors on the Mexican side and tell them, man, you know what? This is what it's going to happen. You already know this. And this is a problem that they're going to make a lot of money out of it. These American organizations trying to make money out of our backyard. These NGOs, these makeshift law firms, these I want to help the migrants, and I'm a humanitarian and I have so many cases help. What have you done? And the thing about it is that these people, what they do, they label you as a traitor to your own country, as a white supremacist, as a white imperialist, a conspiracy theory creating hysteria, fearmonger, xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronophobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, Zionist. As soon as we see these protests and we see a Palestine flag in it and we see an LGBTQ flag, we got a problem, because it's not even about the migrants anymore. It's about an agenda. And this is what is going to happen in the next incoming months. You're going to see a lot of protests. You're going to see the flag of Palestine. You're going to see the LGBTQ flag. You're going to see all these other things, the flag of Ukraine. You're going to see all these other things that have nothing to do with the migrants. But it's because an agenda. You're going to see an Antifa flag. You're going to see a Black Lives Matter flag. You're going to see all of these, radical, progressive, disaster anarchist organizations in a flag, in a protest. And when we see this, we are going to have a problem. That's when you say, this is not about the migrants. You're using this as a political agenda. And you're using migrants. That's the bad thing about it. You're using our people. This is why we're sick and tired of these leftist, progressive, mercenary, activist liberals using our people for their political gain and votes, using us for propaganda, using us to make the news, using us to make an article, using us to make documentaries, using us to make just money. We're sick and tired of this. And this is the progressive liberal, white liberal, man. I'm just saying. A lot of people say, no, white, you're saying they're white, because the majority of the liberals that they're coming over here, a lot of them, they're Hispanic, yes, but they're managed by a white liberal. And I'm not being racist. I'm not being fascist. I'm not signalizing. It's just truth as it is. The majority that I have encountered, they're white liberals. And they're progressive and they're mercenary. And then, I encountered one of them, three of them in the Chaparral Port of Entry. One of them went over there all the way to my car to take pictures of my license plates with what? With what purpose? Then I encountered him with the authorities of Mexico. They arrested the guy. That is what it needs to be done. These people, they're not coming over here to socialize and to help. No, they're coming over here. They're coming over here to divide, to incentivize, and to incentivize violence, to incentivize division. So comment saying, you're also not only one saying it. Why conservatives know this? It's not a question of color. I'm just saying because the majority of them, they are white. That's what I'm saying. The majority of them, they're the typical gringo, coming over here, typical gringo liberal, coming over here and bringing their political agenda, their political liberal agenda, and progressive liberal agenda. This is what I'm predicting that is going to happen, and I'm concerned about what it is going to affect the cities, the local cities of Mexico, local cities of Tijuana, the local cities like in San Luis Rio Colorado, local cities like in Matamoros, Ciudad Juarez, places like that. It is going to cause a problem for the local investors. The Mexican authorities need to understand that they have the power over this. Okay, you're going to let them exercise their right to protest, to manifest themselves, but not to cause harm, not to close a port of entry, not to makeshift migrant camps, whatever they want to. It's important, and it's important for us to understand that this needs to be investigated. They need to have a task force in the next administration. This is what I have said. They need to have a task force for this kind of investigation. They need to audit all of these. And first and foremost, I have said, get out of the global compact on migration. Second of all, cut the federal grants to these organizations, to these NGOs. The ones that they're doing things right, why you want to cut the federal grants is they're helping. But the ones that they're taking advantage of it, making millions out of it, and also exploiting the situation, trafficking people in cahoots with the cartel, audit these NGOs, prosecute all these people, man, into federal law, arrest these people, because you want to find out where are the children, where are the people that they have been trafficked, how much they have made, where the money goes, man. Follow the money. But this is the inverse effect. The inverse effect is they're going to try to make Donald Trump look like the most cruel Hitler, all this kind of stuff persona. And they're going to use our cities in Mexico to do that. And this is a problem that belongs inside of the United States. The progressive mercenary activist liberal needs to stay and do their thing in their country. Why they're coming over here to our country to cause harm, division, and incentivize violence and bringing their political trash over here and use our people for their political purpose to destroy a political party. Why you're doing that? Why you're using our people to do that and the migrants to do that? I know that there's a lot of inconformities with, oh, you know what? We don't agree with, say, Mexico policy. We don't agree with mass deportation. Okay, go to Washington, man, and protest over there. Go to your local, ICE, whatever agency or whatever establishment, and go and protest over there. But why are you coming over here? Because you know that when you come over here to Mexico, you will have the liberty to do whatever the hell you want. And I believe that is not going to happen this time. There's going to be a lot of media. I've been talking to. Thank you so much. Somebody donated a coffee. Anonymous said, God bless you. Donated 5 coffees. Thank you so much. Buy me a coffee. It is right there. Pin on the chat on YouTube and also on Facebook. If you guys like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund, we're going to be traveling soon. This is my job. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go through every border and try to talk to the authorities and let them know this is what is going to happen. And I would like to know if there's going to be an operation to stop these progressive liberals from operating in our cities and using our cities as their back porch for violence, for division, to incentivize and use the migrants for harm, Let them do their program, man. Let the migrants do their process. Why you're using them to protest? Why you're using them to attack, to divide? Why you're coming over here to do that to our country? And you did that back in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Man, you used that to the full extension of the word. You were over here progressively, actively doing it, and you were using the Mexican media. It is not the same anymore. Let me tell you, buddy, it is not the same anymore. This needs to be investigated, and we know which NGOs they operate, man. I've been around the block. We know how you guys operate. I know how you guys operate. I know exactly how you guys operate. And this is actually, and you try to, what you do is you label us. You put us on all your leftist media, and you label us as racist, fascist, Trumper, wannabe journalists. This, you denigrate our persona. We already know your strategy. We already know what you're trying to do. We already know how you work. It is not going to work anymore. People have opened their eyes, and we know this language barrier of defense that you use to just cut the freedom of speech and label somebody as the most horrible person when we have worked our butt off to cover immigration and to cover the center and the epicenter of how this political disaster, how many people have died, how many people have been trafficked, how our people are migrating to the jungle, migrating in the back of a tractor trailer, being extortion, kidnapped in Central America, and right now in Guatemala, the cartel operating in the borders with Tapachula, disaster that is happening over there. This needs to stop. But you are not coming here to help that to stop. The progressive, mercenary, white communist, Marxist liberal, it is coming over here to use our to use our backyard for their political trash. And they're going again to try to do that. And we need to prevent that from happening. The authorities of Mexico need to take control of this situation. El ayuntamiento de cada ciudad, the government of every city, the entity of every city. And we need to expose that, because last time in Tijuana, journalists were being aggressively threatened by people that they were in the migrant camp, and they were being sent by these progressive, mercenary, activist liberals. It's amazing. Somebody's saying, but why don't you tell the Border Patrol and government officials in our country? You have a lot of people that can do that. You have a lot of people that they already work the borders in the United States. I'm over here in Mexico. I cannot go to the United States. If I could, I will go, but I'm not. You got Ben Berquam over there. You got a lot of people, a lot of good people that are going to go over there and try to these people. These are the enemies by within in every country. These are anarchists. These are globalists. These are progressive liberals. These are for the 2030 agenda. These are for these people. This is not a thing that is for people that they're trying to help. No. These are people that they incentivize this for a political purpose. And then you have the average photographer that is waiting for the moment of the Border Patrol picking a child, and it's like, oh my God, ta, 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 and exploit that image of that child being picked up by a Border Patrol for your political purpose, for your political agenda, for your political newspaper, just to clicks and likes and to make it to the first class, headline, and then you're going to get a big paycheck, and oh my God, I'm so famous. That is what you do. You're just waiting for that political moment to disrupt, to divide. And you're using our country and our cities of Mexico to do that. It's not going to happen. I'm going to go to these morning conferences with the mayor over here in Tijuana and try to inform what is going on. I've exercised my constitutional right as a Mexican, going over there, and I'm going to speak bluntly and openly about this. And I am going to speak of all the people that they're going to try to attack us, the ones that we don't agree with, these progressive, mercenary liberals, and expose them if they try to attack us, because they are going to try to attack us that we don't agree with their political agenda, this progressive destruction of liberalism. They're going to try to expose us here and there. We thank God that we have a platform now, and we work for medias in the United States. They can also expose these people that they're causing harm, not only in the United States, but also in a foreign country. These are foreign individuals that they're causing division. They're causing harm, and they're incentivizing violence to continue. They're not here to help the migrant. That's a purpose that they want to do, but their main purpose is politically to divide, to attack another political party. And they are so incredibly butthurt right now because they just lost an election by a landslide. I'm not, I'm not saying that they just lost by 1,000 votes. I'm not saying that they just lost by 5,000. I'm not saying that they just lost by 10,000. I'm not saying that they just lost by 300,000. I'm not saying that they just lost by 1 million. You guys lost by millions. Landslide. Landslide. All over the country. Landslide. It was just not 2 to 3,000. It was a landslide. You guys are extremely butthurt right now. But there's a rising of people that they believe. And the thing that gets you more upset, and this is the thing. I heard a report, and this is so disgusting. The political party of inclusiveness, the inclusion, right? That's the Democrats. This white liberal talking to Al Sharpton in a video saying that Hispanics normally do not vote for a black person because Hispanics do not like black people. Oh my God. How disgusting are you? I don't know if you guys have seen that clip. Let me try to find that clip. Let me just say, let me try to find that clip. Let me try to find that clip for you guys to understand how disgusting that was. And it was, I think it was MSNBC. Let me say. Let me just look for him. I'm looking him. I'm looking for him. It was so disgusting. It was so bad. Really, it was so bad. And I don't I'm looking for it right here. I think I have one, but I don't think that is this one. But let me put this clip. It's so disgusting, really. I just seen that clip, and it's just so disgusting. So disgusting. Hispanics, they did not vote for Kamala Harris. That's what she's saying. Because they don't like black people. For God's sake, man. I have a lot of black friends. A lot, even though the color doesn't mean squat to me, man. I'm a follower of Jesus, first and foremost. Jesus did not have a color, a border, or whatever you want to call it. I'm a follower of Jesus. I don't have no problem with hanging out with a black person, eating at a deli with a black. Man, my friends I have a bunch of friends that they're black. It's disgusting. Jorge Bonilla says, I got you, bro. Real Saavedra status. Oh my God. I want to know, where is it, brother? Where is it? But what is the name of the journalist, brother? I got you, bro. It's real better status. Let me just see if I can find it right here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my god. Let me see. Uh let me see if uh can you just put the name Joe Scarborough. Okay. Joe Scarborough. Okay. Let me say, okay. Joder, su madre, está bien raro el nombre. Joe Scar. Okay, right here. Okay, I got this. I got this. Don't worry about it. Fuming Scarborough blames misogyny. I think it's this one. This is so bad. Says I'm trying to look for this clip, and I think it's this one, but it doesn't say. Look at this, how disgusting this is. I think it is. This is a clip. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put the clip right here. I'm sorry if I'm taking a little while. I'm doing this, on a live feed. And it's. I hope that I can get the other clip because it's just so bad. It's just so bad. To every progressive, mercenary, activist, liberal, this is what you guys are doing. You guys divide. You guys always make us think of less of a minority that we're not important. Poor us, poor us. We don't have no problems. I don't have no problems with black people. Hispanics do not have no problems with black people. Man, we grew up in the ghetto, man, in el barrio. We know what time it is. We know what time it is, man. We don't have no problems. And it has nothing to do because she is black. It has to do that she is incompetent. It has to do that and you think of us in this platform. Look how racist this guy is. This guy says that Hispanics do not vote for Kamala because of her color, because we don't like black people. Look how low he thinks of us. He doesn't think that we know about economy, about the border situation, about insecurity, about ultimately, the effects of high gas prices, on how he just thinks that we just did not vote for Kamala because she is black. No, the Latinos, they don't know about that. They didn't vote her because they don't like black people. That's the main thing. How stupid and racist this is, man. How racist these people are. Al Sharpton got, I'll say that on the end of the clip. Listen to this. This is like a 30-second clip. It's such a disaster. It's such a horrible clip. Such a racist clip. And I'm going to make a video out of this in Spanish tomorrow.
Democrats need to be mature and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
Wow. Wow. Hijos de la chinga. To all African American people and Black American people, people of color, I'm brown, man. And when I get on the sun, I am dark as hell. So I don't care. We're beautiful, man. We're beautiful human beings. All of us, we were made exactly the same in the eyes of God, in the eyes of Jesus. This is the demon right here. This is Satan dividing us on a color issue. You have a white, progressive, presenter liberal dividing us again and saying that we did not vote it, or people did not vote it for Kamala Harris because she's Black. No. To all of you, Black Americans, African Americans, that you're extremely talented and extremely intelligent. You guys lead on basketball. You guys lead on entrepreneurship. You guys are great doctors, great lawyers. You guys are in, man, I will tell you, my vice president for the candidacy for Donald Trump was not J.D. Vance. I was saying all the time, Byron Daniels was the one that I wanted as a vice president. You guys are great in Congress. You guys are great in the Senate. You guys you guys are leaders, man. Leaders on boxing, leaders on, for God's sake, music, everything. As you guys respect us also because we're good on everything. We're hard workers. You guys know this. We get along because we know how hard it is to come from the bottom to go all the way to the top. We're not stupid. We know how the system works. And we know that politically they have always used us to make us a minority and to make us feel that we need from the government, that we need from these kind of programs to depend on, that we cannot depend on each other, that we need from the government. This is a far left, mercenary, typical average liberal saying to us that we don't like, and we did not vote it for Kamala. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she is Black. That is a disgusting, most racist comment that I have ever seen from an MSNBC fake news, disgusting media. No, Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she's incompetent. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she did not do anything in 4 years. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she has a disaster of a border. Latinos do not vote for Kamala because she has a disaster of a border with enormous crossing of fentanyl. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she has a horrible economy. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she has a lot of insecurities in a lot of cities and violence is growing. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because she's letting in gangs instead of securing the cities and giving the cities a better security for their future of their children. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because they don't like this transgenderism. Latinos did not vote for Kamala because you are against God's values. And Latinos, we have 3 values that are extremely important. We're capitalist by nature, 1. 2, we're family oriented. Everything we do for family. And 3, we are people of God. We are people of faith. Kamala Harris does not like those 3 values. Latinos did not vote for you because of those 3, not because you were Black. It's because you are not even competent to be president. You're incompetent. And you do not have these 3 values that we have. We are the intrinsic force of that economy. Latinos are extremely important. And I have said this before. The Latino vote is going to be one of the most important votes in the election. And it was the one that took the Republicans to victory. Why? Because she is not a capitalist. She is not for family. And she is not for God. For God's sake, she said to a couple of guys that they were yelling at a rally, Jesus is king. And she told them, you're at the wrong rally. You better go to the other one. Food for thought for everybody that it wants to run for president. Never say that you're in the wrong rally to Jesus, because you're going to lose, and you're going to lose massively by a landslide, and you're going to get embarrassed massively. Latinos do not voted for Kamala, not because she's black, because she is incompetent to run a country. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. We woke up, a lot of us. We woke up. It is not because all these far leftists, oh, they want to try to be white. They're trying to assemble to the white. Everything is about color for these people. It's about white supremacy. It's stupidity. No, we're conservative by nature. We're family oriented. We got family values, although we follow them or not. But we, at the end of the day, when we come home, we say like, "Oh man, I think I messed up. I shouldn't do that." It is unbelievable the division and the rhetoric about these disgusting people, man. MSNBC should be prosecuted, but all these crimes of misinformation and hatred that they're trying to do, it's disgusting. We and the people, the Latinos, because I'm a Mexican, I cannot vote in the United States of America. I cannot. But I'm gonna tell you, the Latinos and the Hispanics, 46% of them that they voted for Donald Trump, they're sick and tired of your trash and lies. Let me remind you that Latinos know that the number one head deporter in chief and the number one president that it was so racist to the Latinos and Hispanics was Barack Obama. The one that deported more Mexicans than Latinos was Barack Obama. The one that made more private prisons for Latinos and migrants to be deported was Barack Obama. The one that made the cages for children in his administration was Barack Obama. The one that created a war, the most violent war with the cartel, with its codified strategy, that was a failed strategy with Fast and the Furious with the cartel, was Barack Obama. The one that gave billions to Iran to just give to the proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah, was Barack Obama. Do you not know that we know about this kind of situations? The one that brought the gender ideology was Barack Obama. The one that brought the global compact on migration to have the borders globalized was Barack Obama. What do you think, that we do not know this? What do you think, we're stupid? What do you think, that we don't know about Clinton? Clinton created the most denigrating politics against migrants. The persecution against migrants was under Clinton, was the most horrible political warfare against migrants. The wall was already there. They had a makeshift wall, but who reinforced the wall? It was Clinton. It was a Democrat, and he deported also almost like, I don't know how many millions. It was a Democrat. Let me just tell you, got two Democrats right there. You want me to tell you the other one? Oh, and by the way, who do you think was vice president when Barack Obama was president? The fossil, the one that doesn't even know how to walk, Joe Biden. The one that promised that he was going to create a better pathway for migrants. This is the administration where more migrants have died between the limitation of Mexico and the United States. You can Google it and fact check me if you want. They have died in the Darien Gap. They have died in Central America. They have died in North America. The administration that has let in more fentanyl crossings through non-ports of entry. The administration who has let in more terrorists, that they are in the terrorist watch list, to a non-port of entry. The administration that has let in gangs, dangerous gangs, to operate inside of the country, but they're deporting innocent people, but they're not deporting these people to returning them back. The administration that has caused so much inflation for migrants that they're arriving in, they're trying to get ahead and they're trying to make a living, but they cannot because, holy cow. Don't you remember that? This is a Democrat. You want me to talk about another Democrat, Jerry Nadler, calling migrants illegal immigrants, that we need illegal immigrants to pick up the rotten lettuce in the fields. So we are not good to be astronauts. We're not good, like I'm telling you, Black Americans, to all my Black American friends, we're not good to be astronauts. We're not good to be engineers. We're not good to be doctors. We're not good to be senators. We're not good to be congressmen. No, we're not good for that. We're only good as Mexicans to pick up the rotten lettuce, because that's what they need us for. Do hard, low labor jobs. That's what they need us for, right? It's unbelievable, these people, man. Latinos have woken up. We're sick and tired of your political trash. We are sick and tired of you using us every 4 years to win your election. It's not going to happen again. Last time you had Joe Biden playing the song Despacito at a rally, and everybody was listening and like, oh my God, he's playing Despacito. I'm voting for him. I'm so voting for him, Carlos. I'm so voting for him, Jose. This time it is not going to happen. Let me just tell you, to all Hispanic liberals that is out there, just seeing this clip, it should be disgusting for you. You're so disgusting if you believe that this is okay. But let me tell you, there was a president that created an amnesty and legalized more than 3 to 5 million people. Half of them were farmers. And he gave the opportunity to farmers to be legally documented in the United States of America. It is the friend of the migrant farmer, they call him. His name was Ronald Reagan, not a Democrat, a Republican. We've been waiting for you to do something for the migrants. What happened with DACA? Why you haven't done anything to DACA? Why you haven't fixed anything with DACA? Because you need this program to suck in the teeth of money. That's what you need. Why you haven't fixed the border issue? Because you're giving away billions of dollars to NGOs, the United Nations, and all these proxies to make billions out of humanitarian crisis and human misery. What have you done as a president and Democrat in favor of migrants? This is so disgusting. I'm going to save this clip, man. I'm going to save this clip because this is the most disgusting clip, and I'm going to do this in Spanish to show it to all Spanish-speaking media. It's amazing how they just want to say that Hispanics did not vote for Kamala because we don't like a female black candidate. Always trying to mix in the race and misogyny. Get the F out of here, man. We're men. We're sick and tired of you not knowing what a woman is and what a man is. This is not the patriarchy. This is not the patriarchy. It has nothing to do con el patriarcado. The hell out of here. This is not misogyny. This is not the white supremacy. No, this is Latinos and Hispanics even listening and saying like, cabrón, the hell, I'm not in favor for that. You're trying to change the gender of a 5-year-old in a kindergarten and try to put like, no, espérame. My kid is going to have to go to school and see that. Chingado, ¿cómo está eso? ¿Cómo está eso de ver? Hey, mija, ¿cómo está eso de que están metiendo a la escuela estos niños y le están cambiando ya todo? Let them be. No, ¿cómo que let them be? How are you going to tell me to let them be? No, that is bad. How are you going to let a kid, a 5-year-old, to just do transitioning to another? And I'm going to have little Jose go over there and see that? Like it's, and he's telling me that he doesn't even know how to address this kid. Like sometimes he's a cat, sometimes he's a she, sometimes he's a, how are we going to do that? Like what kind of school do we need to move into? What school? Like that's not good. That's not happening to us, man. That's like, what the hell are we doing? Like what kind of world we live in? We don't live in that world. You try to adjust us to that world. The progressive liberal, Latino liberal is trying to tell us that Latinx is okay. To not identify us as a man, as a woman, to identify us globally as a non-sexual term because it has to do with misogyny. It's so sexist. It's so masculine. It's machismo. It is such a misogyny. You're never going to take away that from our vocabulary. We're so proud of our Latino woman and so proud of our Latino men that a lot of these Latino women and Hispanic women, they represent the Marine Corps. They represent the armed forces. They represent the National Guard. They represent the Coast Guard. They represent even the every single branch. United States Customs. They represent the Border Patrol. Even when you see Border Patrol now, what do you see? You don't see Johnson. You don't see McCormick. You see Lopez, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Ramirez. You see all these people. Latino people did not vote for Kamala because, simple as it is, she was incompetent. That's it. And Latinos do not follow the progressive liberal agenda because we were born with values. A lot of us, we don't follow the values to 100%. No. We messed up. We do mistakes. Yes, we do. But at the end of the day, we kneel down and we ask for God for forgiveness. At the end of the day, we call our mom and we say, hey, mamá, me da la bendición. Voy a ir de viaje. We call our mom and say, like, hey, mommy, I need your blessing. I'm going out. Latinos, we have values that we go to our mom's house and we if mom says, hey, cierra la puerta, cabrón. Cuando entres, ¿qué vienes? ¿Traes cola? Okay. Like, hey, close the door, oh, yes, mom, I'm sorry. Still, we are like 40, 42, 43, 45 years old. It's like, oh, yes, mom, like, you never talk over your dad. Back in the day, I don't know if the culture of the United States used to be like this, but back in the day, I remember that I have a bunch of cousins, and my cousins used to drink a beer here and there, and we were in front of our uncles. We have this culture of respecting our uncles and our aunts so bad that it was embarrassing for us to grab a beer when we were 18 in front of our uncles, or 19 or 20. We could not do it in front of them because we felt that it was a matter of disrespect in front of our uncles, and our uncles were going to say, like, what the hell are you doing while you're grabbing that beer? You're not even old enough to no tienen ni para limpiarte la cola, and you're grabbing a beer. You're not even old enough to clean your butt, and then you're grabbing a beer. You get to work. Learn how to work. Another thing that our customs have showed us, and it's a thing that it needs to change. Our customs, they have showed us how to work, but they have not showed us how to study and how to be smart in several different things. This is why they say, man, Latinos are so hardworking. Yes, we are, but we need to change that. For these kind of people, like this MSNBC reporters, to respect us, to say, man, look at that, man. He's an astronaut. He's a lawyer. Look at that. He's an entrepreneur, man. He just made this discovery and this platform. It's just making millions, man. What the hell is he doing? They think of us so less, that we are such a minority, that they don't see us with qualifications to be leaders in this world. That's the main problem. And our values and our honor and our pride goes beyond voting for somebody just because it's pandering to our side. No. We're not going to vote for you just because you're saying, and we're going to fight together and let's put some mariachi music, and like, oh, I'm voting for her. We're not that stupid anymore. No. You did it for so many years. So many years. And now you're using the race issue. So sad, man. So sad that you're using the race issue. Now this disgusting guy by Joe Scarborough, I think is his name. What is it? What the hell is his name? Joe what? What the Joe Scarborough. Yeah, I said it. I said it correctly. I think I said it correctly. Man, look for God's sake, look at R. Sharpton. It looks like he looks like a dead man alive. I'm just gonna put this on screen. Look at this, man. He looks like a dead man alive. What the hell? R. Sharpton. What the? Jeez, what? Look at his face. My God. These people need to stop with this disgusting rhetoric. I went to Israel a couple of times to cover the war. One of the most fantastic people that I saw in Israel, that it was amazing for me to see that it was the Ethiopian Jews. It's amazing. There's such amazing people. It's fantastic. It's like, wow, man. Incredible. We don't have nothing against nobody of a color. It is not a color issue. It is a thing that you're trying to take advantage of us. And you have been doing it for so many years. So many years. So many years. Ha ha ha! Shakata. Love you. Love you, my mentor, Chuck Holton. So disgusting, man. This is so disgusting. Let me put this clip again so you guys can see what am I talking about. This is so disgusting. This is so disgusting. Let me put this clip on right here. And also, we did not vote it, and Hispanics did not vote it for Kamala Harris. We don't want tampons in a men's bathroom. I just want to say that. I think that that's not supposed to be a good idea to walk into a men's restroom and see on the counter when you're washing your hands, instead of seeing soap, you see in a tampon. We don't want that. You know, that's one of the things that we, possibly the Latinos, did not vote for these people. Look at this clip. Listen to this clip. This is disgusting clip, man. This is so disgusting.
Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
Wow. You're so butthurt, man. These people are so butthurt because the Hispanic vote was the one that got Donald Trump in Mexico. And this is my God, what the great idea. This is actually facts. This guy's saying Hispanics didn't like because it was a woman, it was a black woman, and we just voted for a woman in Mexico. That's thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this point, man. Thank you so much. This is how stupid they are. This is how ridiculous and stupid they are, man. How ridiculous and stupid. But it's amazing how they now they're saying that that Hispanics, we don't like being led by a woman and because she's black. But great point right now by a follower. But now you have, a Mexican woman for president. How, Jesus. Oh my God, Lord. Help these people. Lord, help these people. Help these people to just be cured. Oh my God, Lord. Oh Lord, you're the only one. I've said this multiple times before. I'm not I'm a Mexican citizen. I was born over here, but before every political party, I don't follow political parties, but before any political party, I'm a follower of Jesus. That's my political party. And if you want to call me biased because I'm a follower of Jesus, man, I'm completely biased. I prefer to be 1,001,000,000% biased with Jesus to be 1,000% biased with Satan. And this is a guy that is clearly a follower of Satan. So, Jesus doesn't see color. He cured the poor. He cured the sick. He helped the poor. You want to call me biased, go ahead. I don't care. And the food for thought, again, don't ever deny Jesus that he's in the wrong rally because you're going to lose. That's inevitable, and that's what happened. I don't know if you remember that you denied Jesus that he's the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords, and you told them that they were in the wrong rally, and you lost an election. So thank you so much. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News and my platform, Oscar Blue. Buy me a coffee is right there and the donation link. I will greatly appreciate if you guys donate and contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. Why? Because I'm going to be traveling soon to borders and also I'll be traveling soon to places. And I greatly appreciate, you guys helping me out. And ultimately helping me out will get me to places. And it will get me to situations and places where I can need to get. Thank you so much. It's right there. I will answer a couple of questions. So we'll answer a couple of questions. Go ahead. go ahead with your questions, please. Go ahead. Sorry, I was just Elon never evokes the name of Jesus. Thoughts? Well, that's his problem. Let him. We cannot force people to be Christian. Nobody forced me. I went to the Garden of Yosemite with my mentor Chuck Holton, and he never forced me to understand Christianity. I am yeah, I'm still not converted to Christian, but I'm intending to convert in the next year. First things God, I'm going to be a former Catholic, but nobody forced me the religion to go through my mouth and to say, you have to, you have to, you have to. No, you don't force people. You make them go through these pathways that you find your fate. And until I found the moment that I felt the Holy Spirit that touched me in a way that never been touched before, I said, "This is enough. I think you're calling me, man, to change." So that's it's a process. It's a process. It's not a way that you force people. It's a process. Christians need to understand that it's a process. It is not you wake up one day and it's like, oh my God, Lord. No, it's not like that. It's a process. It's a process like, Peter when he was a fisherman. It was a process like Paul, like John. It is a process. Remember that a lot of people hated Jesus and they later on become followers of him. It's a process. You need to understand that. Uh, uh, Oscar, you believe that we are living now in the time of Christ? Man, I wish that those kind of questions, my friend Matthew Tomlin in Panama and my mentor Chuck Holton, um, they they know more of the Bible than me, man. They will tell you there's a lot of things that are happening that they're close to the Bible and exactly like the Bible, man. And they will tell you what's going on. I've been reading it slowly by try to understand it. I have an app. Sometimes I don't understand what it says because it talks a lot of metaphors and I don't understand. So I had to go back and get this app and then get this verse and put it in the app. Why I use Chat GPT, all this kind of stuff so I can understand. But I can tell you, I hope that he comes. We need him more than ever. Acá no es cierto que estás aquí. ¡Qué rollo! Te mando un abrazo, qué show. Saca los tacos, pues. ¿Qué piensas que los Tigres del Norte se vendieron al partido de la izquierda? I also left the Catholic Church. Now I'm born and believer in Christ, cristiano. Híjole, mira, there's a couple of songs which they make you feel, like our history in Mexico. No, there's a couple of songs that they're just, talking about the land that United States took from us and all this kind of stuff that has Tigres del Norte. And he talks about the migrant, how he struggles to cross and all this kind of stuff. We understand the perspective of these songs of our culture. We understand that. But to take this into a political platform, where it's not even about the migrant anymore. It's not even about that. It's about all this globalist agenda that is being implemented by the left. It is not even about it's not even about a migrant crossing the border. It's about people not knowing what a woman is. And it's being normalized this in the classrooms. People thinking that you can learn more in a drag queen show than from a teacher. People thinking that the parent doesn't have the rights of the child. The government will have the rights of the child. People thinking that, hundreds of thousands of abortions, it is okay, but preventing abortion, it is not okay. You're the devil if you're trying to prevent it. It is not even about the migrant even anymore crossing the border. Latinos, we know more than this. This is why I'm saying that our customs and our culture goes beyond, learning and knowledge of what it is about, what is applicable to a society. It's not even about the migrant anymore. So what I believe Tigres del Norte, what they did is they sold to a political party. Like you have all these, influencers that they're selling out to a political party, but it's not even about that anymore. I don't know that if they see beyond what is happening to the United States and where it was directed. The United States was directed on a decline, man. You got an obesity problem in the United States. They're feeding you, they're poisoning your children. I think Robert Kennedy to be the head director of health department, it is going to be the greatest asset and it's going to save a lot of lives in the United States of America. You have a problem with obesity, man. When you go to these places, let me tell you about obesity and all these problems that the United States has. When you go to these construction sites, or you go to these places in these neighborhoods, you go outside, you got a McDonald's, you got a Carl's Jr., you got a burrito stand, you got Pizza Hut, you got the ice cream deli, you got, Dunkin' Donuts, you got all these fattening food, courts where you're just poisoning your body, man. There's no programs for health. There's no programs for obesity. There's no programs to cure obesity. There's no programs for people to say, eat an apple and a healthy oatmeal instead of eating a burrito and a hamburger or a McMuffin in the morning with coffee. There's no education of what is happening with our food. That's one big problem that is happening in the United States. You have a big problem with obesity in the United States of America. It's one of the most, I think it is the country that has more problem with obesity. There was a percentage of how many people they're applicable to go to the army right now. And then I think it was 40% of the people that they do not qualify because they're obese or they have high blood pressure, they have diabetes, and they're not even in their 30s. You got to be kidding me with this, man. So there's more beyond topics that a lot of Latinos are smart now. That we're extremely smart people, so we know all these things, man. And these political figures that the Democrats brought Beyonce, brought this, brought that, brought Los Tigres del Norte. They could not even win. Why? Because the Latinos were like, yeah, I know your music, man, but this has nothing to do with these things poisoning my children. I don't want to get my son educated by a drag queen show. I don't want my son to be, seeing a process of an inclusion kid transitioning into a female, and I'm seeing in how he's hurting with all these hormones and how he's crying and how all of a sudden he's happy and how he's depressed and all of a sudden he's thinking about suicide and he's 6-7 years of age, and I don't want my son to see that. We see all these topics, but these kind of public figures, they don't see that. They just want their political agenda and their narrative. That's the stupidity about this. They're selling out to a globalist agenda. They don't see, we see more than this, man. We see more of this. I'm disappointed, because there's a lot of songs that, we identify, the migrante crossing and yes, they returned me back and then I intended to cross again and that's our land and they stole it. And I understand all that narrative. That's way before we understand that land. It was ours. Yes, we know. But why are you trying to bring that into a platform that you want to bring and do you want to win an election? That's political interference. Why you want to do that, man? Has totally different things. Don't mix, aceite con agua. Don't mix oil with water. It doesn't mix. But they do that just to win people. It's called the populist vote. It's just to be populist on certain topics, and then then you win the vote. Hay latinos que ni siquiera están al tanto de los movimientos progresistas que promueven los demócratas. Sí, definitivamente. Let me answer this in Spanish. Definitivamente, ¿no? Y por eso tenemos que educarnos. Por eso tenemos que educar a nuestra gente migrante a cómo tiene que emigrar para que no arriesgue su vida y empujar por una reforma migratoria y empujar por permisos para trabajos y empujar porque se haga una ley para que puedan tener oportunidades de entrar de manera legal, rápida y empujar para que se hagan programas para ellos poder tener mejores trabajos en su lugar y empujar para que compañías internacionales vayan a sus países y les den oportunidades, mejor sueldo, una mejor vivienda, una mejor escuela y empujar para luchar contra el crimen en su país y empujar porque necesitamos ayuda para mejor educación y empujar por un mejor futuro para nuestras familias. O sea, necesitamos eso, empujar, 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 hacer nuestra voz, escuchar, no escondernos detrás de un partido político y decir sí, no, huevos, cabrón, ni madre, ya estuvo bueno, empujemos juntos. Eso es lo que ocupamos. They're blaming black men, Latinos, and white women who will be left on the blame hill on the end. Yeah, it's all about the race issue. For them, it's all about race. Has always been about race. Nothing else. Has always been about race. They don't even have nothing else. You know, when you get them on the corner and they don't have no answer, it's like, oh, and because you're brown. It's like, no, okay, órale. Now you're gonna say that because of my color. It's always been about a race. Let me see. Somebody could buy me a coffee. Thank you so much. Praying for your safety. Anonymous. Yay, bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Buy me a coffee is right there. Pin in the chat. Thank you so much. Race and gender. Yeah, absolutely. Now gender is. Are you going to take Michael and Brett Chuck with you to these meetings? No, they have Michael has a lot of things to do, man. He's traveling in Japan. I don't even know where, and has a lot of things to do. That lady, I respect her so much. Miss Ann Vandersteel. She said, "Don't call me Miss Oscar," but it's a matter of respect. We Latinos, we always call Sir, Miss, whatever it is, man. So Miss Ann Vandersteel has a lot of, a lot of plans, and Chuck is traveling. I think he's going to Asia. I don't know where he's going. He's he's Star Trek, man. He travels on the portal. I say he's Star Trek, man. He's the captain of the Star Trek. What was the name of the captain of the Star Trek? What was the name, man? I need to call him like that. What was the name? I call him Skipper. Hey Skipper. He travels on the portal. But what was his name? You guys remember his name? The guy that was the captain of Star Trek. Man, that's Chuck, man. He travels on the portal. Kirk. Yeah, Kirk. That's you, Chuck. Captain Kirk. This guy, man. He's like, hey, what's going on? Good morning. Where are you? I'm in Japan, Oscar. Hey, Chuck. Hey, good morning. The next day, where are you? I'm in Taiwan, Oscar. Like, what the hell happened, man? Like, what's going on? This guy, bro. This guy. I love you, Chuck. I love that man. No way. I'm hearing rumors the View is about to take an off air trying this with your conversation. Wow. Wow. That is going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. Oscar, in California, you can be sued for not using the right pronouns. Just call everyone you. What the hell? Hey, you. Oh my God, that's just such a horrible thing. They need to buy coffees to buy me tacos. Oh my God, yeah. You got it over there. You got that right. Will you be reaching out to Trump? You got a lot of people that they are reaching out to him, man. I'm just a humble servant. I'm just a humble servant of Jesus, and God will provide, and God will know when it's my time. So, not in a hurry. God will know my time is coming. So, He will know. We got a lot of people. Real America's Voice News is doing a fantastic job. We're doing a great job. I think that we have done a great job in this 4 years of Biden, man, that we went under attack and they were attacking us and we just stood our ground and we fought this, man, with all heart. My brother, Ben Bergman, and myself, we went all heart, man, on this. So we invested 4 years of work under this horrible administration, and before that, we were in the Trump administration also, like in 2018 or 2019, I believe so. It's been 5 years of working with this network, giving it all, man. Risking our lives and doing everything that we can. Uh, Mexico allowed them to enter Mexico. They're partly to blame. Yeah, partly. Yes, partly you are correct. Partly to blame. Yes, you are correct. Thank you so much, Miss Eva. You're always so nice to me. There is my link. Buy me a coffee. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yes, the BU is evil, always stirring up with their lies. Ah, man. I saw a program the other day of the View, and everybody's like, I think that we need to regroup and see that there's actually a problem. We need to acknowledge that we're not going to behave like the opposite side. I'm like, the hell out of here just because you lost. But if you already won, you will be on a different ball game, man. You will be on a different ball game. You will be spitting, doing all this horrible, things, and you just got hit in your face. That's the only thing, man. Thank you so much. Bio Jungle says, hey, sir, on X, you have done an amazing job. Thank you so much. You're the person that Trump needs to hire to close the Darien Gap. Well, we tried, we exposed that, and we helped a lot the Panamanian authorities, and the Panamanian agents of, Centerfront. They're the best agents for me in the world. They're great people. Saza says, Oscar, Jesus wants you right where you are doing what you are doing. I miss you for years because my big mouth has taken me down all the time. It happens. God bless you, dear heart, and hopefully you will have more spare time to not get into trouble. Go ahead. More questions. An hour and 27 minutes. 3 more minutes. I'm done. I'm trying to eat, trying to get something to eat. So, I'm just gonna this clip of what's his name, Joe Scarborough, is so horrible, man. So horrible, man. So horrible. Oscar is a wonderful speaker, based, intelligent, well-informed, compassionate, and explains things in such a wonderful detail that's easy to understand. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Holy cow, man! Let me buy you a coffee. Where is your donation link, man? What the hell is going on, Nancy Drew? My God. Buy Nancy Drew a coffee. Forget about me, man. Buy Nancy Drew a coffee. Thank you so much, Nancy. God bless your dear heart. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Okay. Soy de California. ¿Cuándo vas a entrevistar con Joe Rogan, por favor? Puf, no, hombre. Fuera un honor a mí, la verdad, para que me entrevistara Joe Rogan, pero sí tengo la capacidad de sentarme con él y hablar de temas muy difíciles, ¿verdad? Pero para llegar a ese hombre es muy difícil, ¿no? Y hay muchas personas que meten primero que uno. Uno sabe este tema más que muchísima gente. En veces meten a gente que toca el tema de la frontera y nomás ha ido como un año tiene y ya son expertos, ¿no? Y uno que ha estado por años partiéndose la madre, casi lo andan matando. Nos ha tocado muchísimas cosas difíciles y meten otra gente. Y por eso te digo, el plan de Dios es nuestra misión. Dios sabe por qué pone las cosas. No le deseo mal a nadie. Bendiciones para todos y el tiempo de nosotros llegará. And yes, I think Joe Rogan is the best podcast, man. He's incredible. Oscar, you think Nayib Bukele really allowed criminals to come to you? No, come on. No. He did not do that. No, of course not. Of course not. He's against all of that. He's against all of that, man. for 90 minutes. Well, okay, guys, thank you so much. Last opportunity for people to go to the app. And Oscar, what's for dinner? Tortas de carne arrechera. Tortas de carne arrechera is for dinner. I'm making tortas right now. I went to a place that they sell the best bread. They make it on this makeshift oven. That is an oven of a rock, and it's called birote. We call them birote. I don't know how they call it in the United States. It's kind of like a long bread like this. And I went over there to buy it. I bought some arrechera. I'm just gonna make them right now. So I'm gonna make a couple of tortas, and sit down and watch a recap of the boxing of yesterday. Disconnect from the news, and it's not a pita, man. Get that. Come on, don't ever do that, man. Why? Somebody called a telera and a birote a pita. We have a problem now, man. That's an insult. You got a problem. Don't ever do that, man. It's a torta, man. It's a torta. So we're eating tortas and some soda tonight, and we're just gonna watch possibly a Netflix or something like that and relax. That's about it. That's all we're gonna do. God bless you guys. Stay safe. We got people on X commentating. Be safe, Oscar. You're a treasure. Oh my God. Thank you so much. God bless you, dear heart. Thank you. Don't ever insult the torta, man. Don't ever insult the torta. Take care. God bless you. And like we always say, people, God's plan, it is.